What is up? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Get It Right Saturday Night podcast. I'm here actually in person, joined by my fellow co-host, Marco
What's
Neto.
going on?
What's going on?
We're
What's
here
going on?
live in the
In the
not so Christmassy sunny Coral Gables, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Back in Miami for the break. Excited to do kind of a dual show here.
Yeah.
We're excited to introduce our good friend and very regular attendee of the show, Oscar. How you doing, brother?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
What is up? What is up? We also got my brother here is watching. He wants to say hi.
Live studio audience.
Yeah.
Wow. Introduction to the Get It Right Saturday Night podcast. Mason Fursley.
Hey.
So we have a lot to get to. Mark is not here, fortunately. He's busy doing his finals for Colorado School of whatever the heck. But he has sent in a video talking about college football that we will look at, and we will definitely have some thoughts about his video. So we'll get to that shortly. But first off, we're gonna start very briefly with Marco. What happened recently with your boy Inter Miami, team of Miami soccer team here with Messi and everything?
Yeah, guys. Really big for Inter Miami. I mean, when Messi showed up a couple years ago, they were, at the bottom of the league. This was just a mere expansion team. Relative hype just because of, David Beckham, the Moss brothers and, just a lot of hype and they've turned into more than just you know, a group of old guys like, like Jordi Alba, Luis Suarez, Messi the GOAT into, quite a formidable presence here in the MLS. Unsurprising to many, but just to kind of put the icing on the cake here, they beat the Vancouver Whitecaps 3-1 the other day in Miami, anticipating their stadium. It's like $1 billion project there next to the Miami airport. I mean, they're making the investors think that this is the best move of all time because they're really backing it up with their play. So excited to see what this continues to bring to a relatively lackluster Miami sports scene at the moment. So definitely big ups for the team, and excited to see how they continue to, um, you know, dominate this American League. So yeah, that was a couple days ago, and looking forward to following them in the near future.
Yeah.
So
Well, Marco, I think it was about time. I mean, you mentioned the Vancouver Whitecaps. They were spearheaded by one of my favorite players of all time, Thomas Miller. So clearly, foreign power, as has always been the trend in the MLS, has been dominant. But no team displays that greater than Inter Miami. I mean, in the picture alone, you have Messi, Suarez, Rodrigo de Paul, who is playing for one of the best teams in Europe a year ago in Atletico Madrid. You have Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and actually there was not a single American player. They were all Argentine, um, and
coached by Mascherano, I mean, it's just
exactly. Yeah, I mean it was about time that they won a trophy, and the MLS Cup. But yeah, excited and happy for the boys in
Yeah.
Inter Miami.
Good for them, good for them. And then also another story that's been developing today was that Pete Alonso, the first baseman for the New York Mets for many years, was signed for a 5-year, $155 million contract with the Baltimore Orioles. Shout out Lucas Neto, Baltimore. Uh,
Frank the Tank is absolutely livid right now.
oh yes, that's true. I I think I'm first of all I'm very happy because we need him out of the NL East. I don't like the Mets. We don't like the Mets. All right, so he's
Screw the
gone to
Mets. It's never about the Mets, baby.
yeah, love the Mets, hate the Mets maybe. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I think he's a good player, and the fact that he's not here anymore is great. But he's in Baltimore, which is even better. So if we go visit our boy Lukey Neto, maybe we'll see him play over there in Baltimore. So I think that's a good move for Baltimore. Maybe I'm just not in tune with the Major League Baseball market right now, but 5 years, 155. That doesn't seem like too much. I feel like it's a solid deal. Am I wrong?
yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge baseball guy, but I mean, I don't want to base the precedent of today on these massive Shohei, Mike Trout sort of contracts of the last decade or so. But I mean, for a guy that has had a presence like him in the league for a few years, it does seem like you know NBA money rather than MLB money. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Seems like the O's got got a good deal though, from what I can see.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So that's just a little story that was going on, and now we're gonna get a little into a little bit of a larger portion of the podcast. So we're gonna talk about the NBA. The NBA Cup started off yesterday. The Heat played the Magic, and the Knicks played the Raptors as well. So the Eastern quarterfinals got started. Fortunately, the Heat they blew a nice lead there at the beginning, and they lost to the Magic. And then the Knicks beat the Raptors. So the semifinal in the East is going to be the Magic versus the Knicks. Interesting matchup. And then the West quarterfinal starts off tonight. We're filming on Wednesday, so they start off tonight. And it'd be pretty interesting. So we can make our picks here for who we think is going to win the NBA Cup. And just what were your thoughts on last night's game with the Heat? So, Marco, if you want to discuss your Magic feelings.
Yeah, as some of you guys know, I'm a part-time resident of the greater Orlando area, so um, definitely no shortage of text messages the last couple days as to how the Heat are washed and such. But this is a really solid Orlando Magic team. I could not have predicted this growing up. When we were big Heat
Some
fans.
Wagner brothers.
Well, he's injured now.
Yeah.
I mean, the Magic just in my head were never relevant until a few years ago. I think Paolo really changed the tide here. They've been doing very good without him, honestly. So I think that they have a good squad. I think that the Knicks have been on the up for a couple years now. I have faith in the Brunson and crew. Over on the West side, I mean, I really don't think that anybody can beat Oklahoma City right now. I think 23-1. Their starting five has played 0 minutes together this year so far, and they're beating their opponents by an average of 16 points per game. I mean, they're dominating right now. But LeBron, do not count out my glorious King LeBron. I still think that OKC takes this pretty easily. But yeah, I mean, what do you think, Oscar?
I mean, I think when I look at this bracket and specific, well, firstly let's cover the Heat Magic game from last night. The Heat have been playing good. They've been a surprise team of this season, but the Magic have owned us this year. We lost to them opening day, and I think we have still yet to beat them in any of our matchups, whether it is in the NBA Cup or in the regular season. Um, and well, yes, I believe Franz Wagner it did go down with an injury yesterday, or was it the
Oh,
game
a couple
before?
games. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the game.
Um, I still think that Orlando, is, like Marco said, has built up a great team. But honestly, I just look at this bracket and I think no matter what the teams in the East do, they just can't stack up and compare to these teams in the West. I mean, you look at the Los Angeles Lakers and you got a great team that's been built around Luka Doncic and an aging LeBron. Then you have the San Antonio Spurs with the most insane player on the planet in Victor Wembanyama. All right, the alien. And I think that's going to be the best game of the starting round tonight. And then you look at the OKC and how dominant they've been, just period, flat out, as well with their starting players not having all their chemistry yet. I mean, they're a championship team from last year, so they have plenty of chemistry, but they still haven't even really started rolling, which is what Marco was trying to attest to. It's scary, man. I mean, I think honestly this year basketball is just run by the West, like it is most years, but like truly this year, like the East just doesn't stand a chance. There's not a team.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Thunder are going to win as well. I think it's going to be Thunder Knicks in the final. Um,
The
I,
thought the Thunder, honestly, I think in one game, if Wembanyama goes
is
crazy,
Wembanyama playing? I don't. I think he's out, right?
no, I don't think so. He's playing.
There was somebody that was injured. Maybe it's Luca. Like I think, but Luca's been out, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if it says anything here. So, Victor Wembanyama is out. He's not playing. I think Luca is playing, maybe, but yeah, it's Victor's not playing. So I think the Lakers are going to win that.
Wembanyama got an injury. When did he pick up
Yeah,
an injury?
I don't know for how long he's been out for, but he's estimated return date here on ESPN says December 17th, so a week from now. I'm not exactly sure what the deal there is, but I think the Lakers would win now without Wembanyama on the Spurs, and then I think
Yeah.
won't stand a chance. But I think a Knicks Thunder final could get interesting. But yeah, I think the Thunder are just going to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that with the NBA. I think now we can turn our attention towards college football. So obviously there was a huge weekend last week with the conference championships and a lot of the college football playoff drama that occurred. So first, I wanted to just go over the SEC championship game. So even though Alabama still managed to make the playoff, they got destroyed in this game. Georgia's defense was just very, very good. Gunnar Stockton over here, very efficient. Not too many yards, but only 6 completions and 3 touchdowns. He had a great game. And Ty Simpson was just pressured all night. It was a really tough game for Alabama's offense to get going. And
Only three
ultimately,
touchdowns.
what? Oh, sorry, did I say only 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
My fault. No, he had three
I mean,
touchdowns.
not everybody can compare to the greatness of Colin Firsley, but
Yeah, wow, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I I think that so Georgia won this rematch. I still think Alabama is okay. I mean, they've been on the struggle bus lately, but if they can get a win over Oklahoma in that first playoff game, which we'll get to soon, I think they have a chance to make a little bit of a run in the playoff. But Marco, what did you think of this game? If you saw some of the highlights and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that Georgia continues. I mean, in the last couple years, regardless of the high turnover that these big SEC teams have to the drafts, I think that they've just found a way to continue to win, and I think that they'll continue to do so. I think Alabama continues to be a little bit of a head scratcher for me. I mean, I think that they keep getting saved. I think that they get a lot of lifelines. I feel like the Alabama glaze, as it's called, is quite pervasive here. Um, Not saying that they're not a deserving team, but I mean, it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow when you have some other good teams. I mean, I didn't even with this new format. I think it. I mean, I don't care who you lose to. I think 3 losses is too much. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. I think that I mean Georgia's no cupcake, and some of their losses haven't been cupcakes either. I mean, go Knowles, but yeah, I think that I think personally, I think they'll get taken care of in the playoffs. And Georgia's rolling, so that's my thoughts about this game.
Interesting.
I think
Oscar.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you, Colin. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think Alabama's a bad football team, but they've just been in a slump as of late, ever since that game against Oklahoma. I mean, you saw they struggle against a very subpar Auburn team in the last game of the season, where yes, they were up 17-0 at one point, but they gave up that lead and then had to convert some critical fourth downs to win the game. I think what this game came down to was execution, and Georgia came to play, and Alabama clearly didn't. I don't know what's up with the players or the coaches. I think there's just some sort of a dysfunctional element going on in the team right now that they have 3 weeks now or 2 weeks to fix before they face Oklahoma. And I think if they fix that, they could beat Oklahoma pretty soundly. Even though Oklahoma has probably one of the top three defenses in the nation, their offense is nothing to write home about. And I think Alabama is a more well-rounded team. I mean, there's a reason Bama went into Athens and beat Georgia the first time around. They have the tools and they have the team to make a deep run, but I think right now they're just not clicking well. They're not playing their best football, which is a shame because this is the time of the year where you really need to be playing your best football. So honestly, I don't think Alabama's going to be a national champion this year. But I think they could make a deep run. It's all about if they get their stuff together and start clicking
Yeah,
on
I
offense,
agree.
especially.
I agree. I agree. So it'll be a good game. We'll see between Alabama and Oklahoma who will win that. But Georgia definitely took care of business in this SEC championship game. And then going into the other big conference championship game was the Big Ten championship, where, at least to me, surprisingly, Indiana and Fernando Mendoza beat Ohio State Buckeyes, the number one team in the country. To now they're flipped. So now Indiana's number one, Ohio State is number two. Um, yeah, it was a very good game. Very good defensive game. Both defenses are very, very good. And then, of course, at the end there, the Ohio State's kicker missed a very crucial kick, which could have tied the game. But yeah, I mean, Mendoza looked good, but honestly, Stain looked okay as well. There wasn't really a whole lot of negatives to take away from this game. I just think the defenses are really carrying the day
I mean,
here.
it was two elite teams, Colin, when you look at it at the end of the day. And I think
Yeah,
Indiana just came and wanted it more. I think this game meant a bit more to Indiana, and it
I
showed
agree.
at the end of the day. I think Ohio State, I mean, while they were playing in the game, I think they just didn't come out of the gate with that, A1 effort, A1A effort. And they were playing a bit of catch up in terms of just, with Indiana putting, foot on the gas, throttle, pedal to the metal. Ohio State was playing a bit catch up when it comes to that in terms of effort. And I think it's fine. I mean, the Buckeyes are the reigning national champs. How many Big Ten championships do they have? I mean, I think for them it was more about staying healthy and staying competitive than it really was about winning. I mean, which I think is kind of sad, and I think it kind of has to do with that narrative of conference championships don't really mean anything anymore. Because I think at the end of the day, even though the Hoosiers won, and I love Fernando Mendoza and everything that Indiana is doing, I'm a big fan of D'Angelo Pons. Um, Corner back for the Hoosiers as well. And I think their defensive system is, not talked about enough. Um, I think Ohio State is still the best team in college football, man, and they have the most dominant players, and I think they're still the team to beat. And while Indiana, they're the number one seed, deservedly so, the only team that's undefeated. Um, I don't know, man. I think Ohio State is still they're the reigning national champs for a reason, man. And you look at their roster top to bottom, it's scary. And now, I mean, they're gonna come guns a blazing every single game now. It's the playoffs, so
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that I want to echo a lot of the sentiments that Oscar already made. Big shout out. I figured Oscar would, but big shout out to D'Angelo Pons. I think this would have been a completely different game if he didn't just put BTA to, Mr. Jeremiah Smith. I feel like, I mean, if you let Jeremiah run free, I mean, he's still got almost, a buck 50 yards. I mean, on some really, really good um, man coverage there. I think that, yeah, I think these are the two teams. These were the two teams to beat, and I think that I expected a nail biter, and I think that it was just at at this level. I think it's about just like what you said about the other game. I think it's about execution, and I think that one team was just slightly more disciplined, even if that was just special teams at the end. I mean, I'm a former kicker myself. I mean, fielding, you just if I'm an NFL coach, I can't draft you. I can't take you as a right. I mean, I don't care if you're Ohio State's kicker. I mean, what happened in the Michigan game last year, or what happened this year? I mean, that is just a nightmare. I mean, still a nail biter of a game with two really competitive teams. But I just you can't be making mistakes like that in the third phase of the game. Um, and I think that I still think yeah I mean Ohio State's still the team to beat. But watch out for the Hoosiers.
Yeah,
They've been impressive.
yeah, they're definitely a team. It's gonna be interesting to see how well they do in the playoffs. They got the Rose Bowl game, so that is gonna be a very hyped, very cool atmosphere for them. So we'll see how they handle that. But yeah, so I think now we're gonna get into the our college football bracket. But got a little surprise. Got a little surprise. Like I said before, we got Marc Francis calling in. And sending us videos about the college football playoffs. So we're going to react to it. We're going to give our thoughts. And, throughout that, we'll also, give our picks for the playoff as well. So I'm going to pull up his video right now. All right. So let's see what Marc Francis has got for us.
All right, what is going on YouTube? This is Mark with the Internet Side of my podcast. Clearly, I'm unable to join you guys today on the episode. It is finals weekend. I'm dialed in trying to finish up so we can go back tonight and get you guys some vlogs. I thought I'd
Oh, vlogs.
as a little segment here. Talking about the college football playoff and the bracket. First, let me start off by saying I think the committee got it. I agree with the
All right. He thinks the committee got it correct. Marco, do you think the committee got it correct?
I do not think they got it. Colin, do you think the committee got it?
No, I actually agree with you. I think the committee did get it correct. Oscar, I'm not even going to ask you because I know what you're going to say. Marco, what did you think about the committee?
Man, I'm really not a huge fan, and this sounds very amateurish of me, but I'm just really not a huge fan of group of five teams taking up playoff spots.
Okay.
I
But
mean,
that's the rules, though.
fine. Beyond that, I think that they did a decent job. Yeah, I mean, I I do feel for my Big 12 BYU. I feel like what the Texas Tech coach, very classy move to say that, there should have been two Big 12 teams this year. I think they were both incredible. Texas Tech, Jacob Rodriguez, me and Colin were talking about him the other day. Kid's disgusting. Um, I am really excited to see how these coaches that left,
You want to talk about someone who's disgusting at Texas Tech? You got to look at Romello Heights. I mean, that guy is just nasty.
they're just all around a very solid squad. I mean, I'm honestly really excited to see how former coaches, Ole Miss versus Tulane that's an interesting game. I mean, both teams, even if they're letting Summerall coach remote or remote-ish. I mean, whatever you want to call it. I think that's just such a funny matchup to me. Two teams that made the cut that the coaches thought there was promise elsewhere, but. I mean, other than that, I think that it's a pretty decent bracket. I'm not happy about the
Well,
Group 5 ruling, but it is what it is.
as a Miami fan, I'm very glad and ecstatic that they're in. However, in terms of college like football playoff procedure, I do have a question for the committee. I mean, I think this has been one of the most lackluster committees we've ever seen. This was the first time, actually, believe it or not, that a conference championship team who has played and lost has not been ranked down at least a spot. And that team is Alabama. And I think the reason the committee did that was to honor Miami's head-to-head with Notre Dame because the way they had them ranked was obviously Bama at the 9 spot, Notre Dame at the 10, and then Miami was at the 11 because BYU lost. And so that's why Miami moves up to the 10. But I think if you're being honest, you could have still compared Miami and Notre Dame's head-to-head and moved Bama down to the 10 and have Miami at the 9. Now, I think that would have just been like, I'm not saying that Miami's a better team than Alabama, and I guess that's the way the rankings are the way they are now. I mean, you can make that argument, but I feel like like, if you set that precedent that they have like every other time in history, where if you're in the conference championship game and you lose down, like you move down a spot at least, doesn't mean that you're out of the playoffs. I'm not calling for Alabama to be out of the playoffs, not at all. But at least like move because you have that extra data point. Um, I don't know. I feel like that's the way it should have been done. It also avoids rematches. So Alabama would have been playing Texas A&M and Miami would have been playing Oklahoma.
I
Um,
think you're just scared about playing Texas A&M. That's my
Honestly, I'm not. I actually think we match up really well against them. This is more just a procedural thing. I
yeah.
don't mind playing Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M has only played one good team this year and beat them, which is Notre Dame. Um, which I mean, you can kind of make the same argument for UM, but the other big team that Texas A&M played was Texas, and it looked very fraudulent, and it was at the end of the season. It was their last game.
That's true.
Um, so I actually don't mind playing Texas A&M if I'm being very honest with you. And we can get into that matchup later.
Yeah.
But
Let's see what else Mark has to say.
I think you should be over Notre Dame. I don't think Alabama should have dropped out. I don't think you've been penalized for playing in a conference championship game, although it's kind of hypocritical when you consider a team like BYU. Um, Unfortunately, Alabama's better than BYU, and they play by rules. So just want to keep that.
That's true.
But I give a little prediction here, assuming the guys are doing it on the podcast as well.
He's right. Yeah.
I give you guys a little prediction. So, start with Alabama and Oklahoma. I think Alabama wins this. Oklahoma has kind of been the back end of some good football, and I think Alabama will get the better of them here.
All right. So it's not a bad pick. I'm actually going to go with Alabama as well.
Yeah, I'm still going to go with Alabama, despite my criticism of them earlier.
and I'm gonna have to second and third Colin Fursley and Marco Neto here. I think Oklahoma matches up really well against Alabama, which is why they won the first game. against each other, but I think Alabama's definitely going to learn from this and from their loss against Georgia.
Yeah.
And I think Alabama's primed and ready to go to get a W here in the first round of the college football playoffs.
I agree.
Next, let's go into James Madison and then Oregon. James Madison, G5 schools here. Totally okay. I get it. Inclusivity. It's like this whole thing now.
Inclusivity.
Oregon.
Gotta be inclusive in 2025. Come on now.
I think we'll skip that one.
You said Texas A&M here. Intriguing. Good game here, honestly. And since as I need to go with Texas A&M, I just feel like UM's offensive and defensive line is just incredible. I think University of Miami here. And Ole Miss too.
All right. A&M is going to win. What are we talking about?
All right. I have watched, and this might be a horrible take, but I have watched 0 minutes and 0 seconds of Texas A&M football this year. But I have seen enough Miami ball that if Malachi Toney and company comes ready to play, that they can take care of this team. So I'm going with UM.
All right.
So to break down this matchup here, they brought in the experts.
Yes.
And honestly, what you really want to look at here is Miami's pass rush versus Texas's pass rush. Now, these are two elite groups, and although I am biased, I root for Miami, I think I can confidently say Miami's pass rush group is a bit better than Texas's group. And I think once you put Marcel Reed in uncomfortable situations, with the way our defense has played, especially coming down the stretch the second half of the year, if we can get a few interceptions and win the turnover battle, I think Miami could win this game pretty soundly.
It's a bold prediction.
If Ruben Bain can break that pass rush and get a
we
don't have to have a sack field day, but if
I'm not saying we'll win by a lot, but in terms of game control, we can have a lot of control in this game. Now, here's the thing that does scare me. Miami has struggled this year against good receivers, and Texas A&M has two of them in Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion, two of the best receivers in the country, honestly. I have watched Texas A&M play football this year quite a bit, and I think they're a really good team, but I think we match up well against them, especially when it comes to what makes Texas look weak. And yes, you can point to, they've only lost one game, but if you look at other games, specifically this game against South Carolina, where they looked really poor and had to come back from a major deficit in the second half, I think Miami can exploit some of those weaknesses. And although the game is a College Station, which honestly that scares me more than anything, I think that's one of the best environments in all of college football. I think Miami can take this one. And so for that reason, I'm going to have to go with the U. But I think it's going to be the best game of the weekend, honestly.
Yeah, I think best game of the weekend is going to be Alabama and Oklahoma because UM's going to get boat raced out of there. I'm telling you right now.
My God.
Marcel Reed, that man thrives under pressure. I don't care who's coming at him. He's a dog, all right? He's going to win the game. I'm telling you right now. Texas A&M is going to move on.
Clearly an FSU fan speaking, all right? This is just pure bias, pure hate.
Well, you guys are the ones that are biased, all right?
I gave a very detailed analysis and
too.
gave
I didn't know.
pros and cons of both teams.
You would know.
As the less educated third party, I think these are both good takes.
Mason, what do you think?
We'll have to tune in. Mason, give us anything.
Yeah, Miami or Texas A&M? What? Who do you think is going to win? Miami.
Mason firstly has broken the tie between the two insiders. Miami it is.
Mark also thinks Miami. Colin, you're just you have a very unpopular
you're gonna
opinion.
Trust Mark's ball knowledge?
He's been the best out of all three of us this year.
No. This is NFL. We're not talking about NFL. All right. We all know that.
Well, you want to talk about college football? I've had the best predictions in college football this year.
All right, fine. We don't keep track of those, but I don't know where you got that number from personally. But whatever.
All right, let's see what.
I'm sure you can go back and look at the data. Go back and look at the
Indian.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do a Get It Right Saturday Night podcast wrapped at some point.
So now we have Alabama and Indiana.
Okay. Sorry, I think you just skipped past the Tulane game. Fair enough. I think we all think Miss is going to win that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
I mean, if we go back to a direct quote.
Although I will say, if there is an upset, out of any of the Group of Five teams, I think it would be Tulane Ole Miss because
I
they did
mean,
play this year and Tulane
again, I've
lost.
also watched 0 minutes of Tulane football, but when your own ex head coach says there has to be some really bad football going on for us to be top 25, I feel like we're bottom 25. That is not a
Yeah.
that's not a great thing to hear from the
Yeah, no.
inside. So.
Not absolutely not.
So let's move on now to the quarterfinal game between Alabama, supposedly, according to all of our predictions, and Indiana. Let's see what Mark thinks.
Let's see Alabama move forward. I think Heisman Doza is the best player, and also bar now, I'll go with Indiana.
All right. He's going with Indiana. What do you think?
I'm also going to go with Indiana. I think that Ohio State, and I thought this pretty early on in the season based on how things were going. I thought that the only team I thought the only matchup that would be intimidating for Indiana was Ohio State. So I think even an Alabama gets taken care of in a nail biter. I don't think Indiana against any of these like elite squads is going to like win by a crazy margin, but I think that this will be like a pretty solid like 27-24, sort of contest. Yeah, I think that I think that Indiana takes care of Alabama. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm gonna go with Indiana as well. It's going against like my judgment. I feel like Alabama, I'm being a little biased because SEC like in their history, I feel like Alabama should win just based off that. But no, I'm gonna be a little bit different now. I think Indiana is a new team there in Bloomington. I feel like they're gonna get it done.
Well,
What do you think, Mr.
I'm
Morale?
also going to take Indiana just
Beautiful.
because they've been so much more consistent than Alabama this year,
Very true.
especially in pressure situations. They've delivered every single time, especially Heisman Doza, as Marc Francis so eloquently pointed out.
Very true.
And for that reason, yeah, I'm just going to have to go with Indiana. They've been the far more consistent team. Both are elite teams, though, I will say that.
Great. All right, let's see the next matchup that Mark has with Oregon versus Texas Tech.
For Oregon and Texas Tech. Another incredible game. I think Texas Tech will take this game. Moving
Tech, hey, Mark's going pretty fast, and I have to agree with him. I got Texas Tech as well. They look really good.
Yeah, I think Texas. I actually have seen some Texas Tech football this year, surprisingly, just because of the Big 12. I think that they have some really scary components. I think they take care of Oregon. Again, I think that's a pretty decent matchup. I don't think they're going to destroy them by any means, but I think they'll take care of the Ducks.
I also agree with Marc Francis on this. I think
Wow.
Texas Tech is the most underrated team in the country, and I think Oregon prides itself on its well-roundedness and also on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Dan Lanning is a great offensive mind, but this Texas Tech defense, man, is going to make the game so muddy, and I feel like it's going to put Oregon in a position they haven't been in all season. Obviously, Oregon does have a loss to Indiana, but that game was an absolute shootout, all right? This game will not be a shootout if it happens, which I'm assuming it will because, come on,
Yeah.
JMU. But I really don't think Oregon has been in a dogfight like this at all this year. And for that reason, I'm going to pick Texas Tech because Texas Tech has done it all this year. I mean, they've been in shootouts, they've been in dogfights, they've been in all sorts of games. So give me Texas Tech.
Yep. All right, let's see the next one between Ole Miss and Georgia.
into University of Miami
Oh.
and Ohio.
My fault. Sorry. Miami and Ohio State.
As much as I want to say the University of Miami will win this game,
It ain't happening.
I cannot.
Yeah. Bro, Mark is a smart guy this morning. I don't know what just happened, but he just woke up. Yeah,
Mark's got that.
he has great takes. He has great takes. So
He's
he's
got that finals prep clarity.
Yeah, for sure. So he's got Ohio State moving on to the semifinal. Personally, I have it Texas A&M versus Ohio State, but I still think Ohio State is going to win anyway. So we're in agreement. Ohio State moving on to the semifinals. Marco, what do you think?
No complaints. I think
No complaints.
Ohio State is the team to beat. I think Jeremiah Smith and company will get the job
Get her
done.
done. Oscar, I'm very curious. What do you have to say?
As much as I would love to say Miami wins this game,
No
and from the bottom of my heart, I want it to happen just because I think that would be the most interesting game. I wouldn't say it's the best game, but the most interesting game of this round if it happens for sure, just because of the history there between these two teams and obviously Miami feeling like they got cheated out of a national championship in
That was a great
2000.
call. That was a great call.
But as a responsible predictor, you just can't do
In
it.
2002, yeah, I mean, Marco put it best. Ohio State is a team to beat even after having that loss against Indiana, man. Um,
They're scary, bro.
I want Miami to win, but I'm just gonna have to go with Ohio State.
Right. Hey Mason, Ohio State versus Miami. What do you think? Yeah, he just said Ohio. Oh, duh. So yeah, I think
all it takes.
Ohio State probably gonna win. All
I
right.
still picked Ohio. What are we talking
I
about?
no, I'm not. I'm just stating what Mason said. I'm not going against you.
I think Ohio State takes this game. And Georgia, all this, Georgia, powerful team. I mean, basically shut out Alabama for 3 quarters.
Mark is full of wisdom today.
I've been studying for finals on that.
He has been studying for the college football playoffs.
Georgia. So
He's got Georgia. I got Georgia too. This guy's on fire right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said they might have stood a chance if Lane Kiffin and the entire coaching crew was there, but they're not. So, oh dogs.
Go
Shake
Dogs.
them.
Yeah.
Nothing to
Dogs.
say. Oh yeah.
All right, so that sets up a semifinal. We're all in agreement with all 4 of these, both semifinal matchups. We got Indiana versus Texas Tech, and we got Ohio State versus Georgia. So let's see what Mark has to say here.
now we have basically 14.
Also, I just realized there's 5 minutes left in this video. I don't know what else he talked about, but
Yeah,
we'll get to
He's
that.
been going super quick, and then I just saw we're not even halfway into this thing.
Teams on facing each other. That's my opinion. I don't think college football, I understand there's upsets and miracles and stuff, but when stuff's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't think so. And
Okay.
that's why between Indiana and Texas Tech. Go with Indiana and Heisman goes up. I just think they're playing incredible football right now. I think Indiana is probably the most talented team of I've seen that. I mean, they're just play with heart. They play with heart, and I really enjoy watching them. And of course, the inner bias of Fernando Mendoza from Miami, Florida, going to Christopher Paul's high school. Shout out,
Well, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Mark is on an absolute heater right
Mark's
now.
on a
I'm a little bit surprised. Little known fact,
Yeah.
some
He has-
lore
he has
here.
He has formed
Mark has a great beef with the Columbus Explorers. If you know, you know.
he has decided to take team area instead of high school versus high school. So,
Yeah,
this is impressive.
this is great stuff at him.
I think it'd be almost otherworldly to pick somebody over Indiana on that side of the bracket. And as much as I want to see a Texas Tech upset just because they're playing such scrappy football, I mean, wow. Like, again, I haven't seen a team like that since, Patrick Mahomes was at the reins of their squad.
No, not even. This Texas Tech team shits on that team.
Yeah, they were buns even back then. But yeah, I mean, just the scorelines they've put up, I have to go with Indiana, but I think that it's going to be close. I think they'd actually give Indiana a run for their money. I want to say Texas Tech upsets that one, but my conscience tells me I can't do that. So I'm still going to go with Indiana.
Well,
Yeah,
Marco,
I
mean,
Yeah, go ahead, Oscar.
well, Marco, I love what you're saying there. I really want to see this matchup play out just because I
Yeah.
would love to see either team win. And even though I have a sneaky gut feeling Texas Tech somehow would upset this game if it happened.
That's the first thing I thought about. I was like,
I think I'm gonna have to go with Indiana. Also because, man, you just gotta love to see, hometown hero Fernando Mendoza out there
Yeah.
slinging
Future-
that rock.
future Miami Dolphins 5th-round pick. I mean, it's just great.
I know
Get
he's
Quinn
gonna-
Ewers out of here. Bring in Mendoza. If you're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
have him on
crazy.
the bench anyways.
So I like Indiana in this game as well. I think Alabama has a better chance of beating Indiana than Texas Tech does personally. That's my personal
Oh,
opinion.
I disagree.
I think the
Very
difference. I
strongly
think the
with you,
difference.
Colin.
Oh, that's your opinion, my boy. I think the difference in this game is really going to be the quarterbacks. I think Fernando Mendoza. The Big Ten Championship was the first game I watched of his in its entirety. He really impressed me. He's got a nice arm. Like I just compare it to other college quarterbacks that you see. I feel like he makes the right decisions. He's got a strong arm. He has great accuracy. The accuracy is the number one thing that I notice out of
Colin,
him.
go back and watch the Oregon game. Trust me, you will not be disappointed.
I saw parts of the Oregon game, but I think he's really good, and I think the what was your point about the Oregon game that you agree that his accuracy was good?
No, I mean, Mendoza's just been putting up incredible performance all season long, and
Yeah.
I think in terms of a game where you're at as a quarterback, that was the most pressure he's felt all season because they had to score on essentially every single drive in that game. And I think the worst part is going into that game, Oregon were favorites over the Hoosiers actually at that point in the season, and Indiana started with the ball, so there was pressure for them to score off rip because there was just that feeling where if you don't score, you're going to be playing from behind against this Oregon team that, was looking like the top three team in the country at that point. So, um, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was like Mendoza's biggest test, other than the Ohio State game. And I think there is where you really saw what he was made of. I think more than in the Ohio State game, because by the time he got to the Big Ten championship game, he was already so comfortable and so in tune with his players, and he'd already been battle tested that he felt more confident going into that game. I, and it's on a neutral site too. Oregon was away in Eugene. I think it's worth a rewatch. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think Mendoza's been playing really well, and I think he's going to carry them to this win because he's going up against Texas Tech. Their quarterback Baron Morton. So apparently he's been very good, and a lot of people really like him. I the Big 12, unlike you, it was the first time I watched Texas Tech. He did not look good. Like the commentators the whole time were like, "Oh, he's such a good quarterback." I was watching him. He did not impress me at all. He missed a lot of very easy throws. I didn't like his game.
Yeah,
I look back at a couple games he played before, looking at some of his stats. His stats looked better in those games, so maybe he just had an off game versus BYU, and that happened to be the one game that I watched. But I just didn't really like what he was putting out there. I feel like Mendoza's is clears him, and I think both defenses are really good, but Indiana's offense is just better than Texas Tech's offense. That's why I have Indiana. But I think let's move along now and see what Mark has to say about this intriguing Ohio State versus Georgia matchup.
Yeah, so I have Indiana going to the championship game, and then Ohio State and Georgia. Give me Georgia. I mean, they're just incredible.
wow.
Incredible. And it's a good team. I get Ohio State, good team, but we saw what happened when they faced Indiana. We saw little miscues, the mistakes, the things. I just don't think they will be able to pass that up this year. So I got Indiana and Georgia.
Wow, now that is a take. That is a take.
Not a Marc Francis take, but
Yeah. So I think so. I'm gonna spoil my championship pick here, but I just want to say I think the winner of Ohio State Georgia is winning the national championship. I like both of them over Indiana or Texas Tech. I'm just gonna put that out there first because I wanted to say that just to say I think this is gonna be a really good game, and honestly, I could see Georgia winning. I don't think Mark's take is that far off. I do think there's a little bit of recency bias in there, though. He mentioned the fact that Ohio State had some miscues against Indiana. Ohio State
best team,
rarely
arguably
has.
one of the best teams in the country.
I agree. I think their offense is definitely lacking a little bit. Their defense is really the star of the show there in Columbus. But I think that their team is just really, really good. And Georgia has not faced a team like Ohio State this season. So I feel like my pick is Ohio State. I think Ohio State is going to get it done. Go to the national championship against Indiana, Big Ten championship rematch. But I will say, if Georgia wins, I wouldn't be surprised. I think their defense is really good. Gunnar Stockton has been playing well, so I think it's going to be probably the best matchup of the entire college football playoff. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's almost spot on to what I would assume. So, without trying to completely piggyback Colin, I I think if all goes to play, I think Ohio State is back-to-back champs here. I think that they're looking really scary. But yeah, I mean that Georgia versus Ohio State matchup, I think that'll kind of determine
Yeah,
who's gonna take it this year.
I agree.
As much as I like Indiana, I think that it's gonna take a nearly perfect game by either of those two teams to win that championship game in January. So haven't watched a lot of Georgia football, but I think that OSU is looking really, really good right now. So I'd take OSU.
Yeah. Oscar, what do you say?
So clearly, this game is going to be Miami against Georgia, and
Okay.
Miami's going to win to
Okay.
go to the national championship game and play at home. But no,
Nice.
if it is Ohio State versus Georgia, according to my predictions as well, um, um, I'm actually gonna agree with Mark here. I feel like if there is a team that can give it to Ohio State and make them the most uncomfortable, it is the Georgia Bulldogs, just because their defense is the most stout and the most disciplined defense in all of college football. I think because of that, um, coupled with the fact that Julian Sain, I think this is going to be his first playoff run, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So coupled with that inexperience, and although Gunnar Stockton, I know is a freshman quarterback as well, or I guess not a
He
freshman.
played last year in a
Yeah,
little
but like this is his first full season
yeah.
in charge. Um, I'm gonna have to go with Georgia's because they've been here before. They're especially their coaching tree has been in situations like this, and I know Ryan Day, and that Ohio State team just came off of a national championship, but I feel like I like the experience of Georgia in these situations more than Ohio State.
Yeah. All right. That's interesting. We'll see what happens from there. And let's see what Mark's got in the national championship game.
in the championship. And I get it biased and all this and all that. I think those Indiana wins it.
All right, bro. Nah. Okay, like Indiana beat Ohio State already. Like I can see it. It's not a horrible take. You can't really go wrong with either team. But like, I don't see Indiana. If Indiana wins the national championship, I don't know. I would just be shocked. I'd be very very surprised. What do you think there?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say here. I think that's definitely not far-fetched by Mark, but I think that um I still think that I agree with Colin in that whoever wins on the right side of that bracket is coming out with it. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna. That's a tough one for me. I think that in relation to the three of you, I haven't watched enough football, enough Georgia football in particular, to have a good opinion. Um, but I would venture to say that um, that Indiana falters at some point from now to then. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my gut. What do you
You
think,
know,
Oscar?
I agreed with both Colin and Marco. I would be very surprised if Indiana won, because whoever comes out of that right side of the bracket will win, and that's going to be Miami, obviously. Um, at home.
We're not talking
Uh,
about anybody here. We're talking about them games, though.
exactly. But no, in a more serious note, I I also agree with Colin and Marco because I think Georgia is going to win it if they do get into the national championship game. Um, just because I feel like they are the team that are best set up to win these high contest games. Defense wins championships, and Georgia's had the most consistent defense besides Ohio State, because Ohio State has actually had the best defense in the country. But I don't know, it's just something I don't really trust about them. I don't know what it is. And there's something that I do trust about Georgia. Again, don't know what it is. But I'm gonna have to go with Georgia to win the Natty against the Hoosiers.
So
All I'm going to say there is that whoever is
In
going to
this
be
fake scenario, because obviously it's gonna be the Miami Hurricanes, but
whoever's on I think Jeremiah Smith, if Jeremiah Smith finds a way to run wild here, if if Georgia can't put us, like, if the Georgia DB basically doesn't have the game of his life, I think that it'll be very difficult. So I think Jeremiah Smith is the player to contain in that game.
Yeah.
He's been otherworldly. So I think that D'Angelo Pons, if it wasn't for D'Angelo Pons, I mean, I think that would have been a much different game. And I think the same thing for
and
Georgia.
Jeremiah Smith still got his in that game. You look at his stats. I
He
think
still
what
got
was
a
it? He has
144.
8 reception for 150 something odd yards and a long of 52 or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
So
He's very-
so all I'm gonna say is that Georgia's DB room better come like very ready to play. Because if you let him run wild for a few possessions, I mean you're down a few scores. So he's the dynamic player of the playoffs. If he can shine, then I think that the team will shine. So
Yeah. Yeah, so just a little recap. Mark, he's got Indiana winning the national championship. Marco, you got Ohio State. I got Ohio State as well. And Oscar, you have Georgia. Mason, what do you have? Ohio State? Yeah, he's got Ohio
Yeah,
State.
boy.
So we all have, some differences in our opinions here, but one thing is constant, and interestingly enough, that is we all have the Indiana Hoosiers making the national championship. So that's very interesting stuff there. And there's a lot of time left in this video. Let's see what else Mark has to say.
I really think so, guys. I really do. And I think, it's an interesting playoff because, it'd be incredible to have.
Okay, I don't think there's enough. There's anything. He's just gonna talk about the playoff. Okay.
Oh no, it's true. My bad.
So okay, so I think that's enough for Mark Francis. I think. Well,
Comment down below if you want Mark's full analysis.
wait, what else did he say?
He's going to talk about how Miami's going to make it to the national championship.
I think that's where he was going.
Yeah.
He's going through probabilities.
Notre Dame apparently signed some agreement thing with.
Actually, that's a very valid point. We should talk about that.
A head-to-head matchup, and you guys, you should not be included well.
Oh, he's just talking about Notre Dame.
No, he was talking about Notre Dame has a
Yeah,
right.
but
Right.
that's
No, I think it's dumb, honestly, because they have a rights agreement with the college football playoff committee, where next year, if they are ranked within the top 12, they have an automatic bid into the playoffs, as if they were a conference champion.
yeah. Which I guess is kind of. I mean, it's stupid.
It's not fair.
But I get
at all.
I get the precedent of it,
No.
but it's stupid.
I don't get the precedent at all. If you want
Well,
an
because
automatic bid, join a conference. You already have all the advantages of being an independent. You make your own schedule every year. Like,
All right.
how much
Yeah,
more do you
agree.
need handed to you and baby fed to you on a tiny spoon? Like,
I agree. That's true. All right. Well, I think that's enough of Mark Francis. I think he gave us really good stuff there. It was very insightful.
Let's give it up for Marc Francis.
Let's just give it up.
hey, that was a legacy game for Marc Francis.
He was on a heater there until his Columbus bias got in the way there at the end. But I actually agree with a lot of what he was saying. I think he was very, very insightful there, and I think Mark, thank you very much for blessing us with such a video on this fine day.
Agreed.
But yeah, so that's going to do it now for college football, and we're going to get into the NFL here a little bit. So first off, story of the entire season, old man grandpa Phillip Rivers coming off the couch to play quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He's 44 years old. He hasn't played in the league since 2020. 2020. I don't know why I said it like that. That was so long ago that when he walked into the podium today to greet the media, he was like, "Whoa, no Zoom!" Like, bro, the last time you were at a podium was during Zoom. Like, what are we doing? But this guy's been out of the league for so long. He's a great player, probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's phenomenal. But I'm very curious to see what he's going to do with this 44-year-old grandpa body of his that he has now. And also, just put that into perspective, I was telling Marco, Tyler Warren, the rookie tight end for the Indianapolis Colts, his teammate, is younger than his oldest son. All right, so let's just put that out there for a second. His kids are older than his own teammates, and also, I think that it's a cool story. He's a good player. Maybe he's still got it. Yeah, first game back, buddy. Guess who you're playing? The best defense in the entire league in Seattle. He has to go to Seattle to play the Seahawks in 4 days. Like, that is not going to bode well for him, right?
All I'm gonna say is that I have a renewed faith in the media because they didn't go with old man Colin Kaka Kaepernick over this guy. So I have renewed faith in society that they didn't want to give Mr. Kaepernick a shot over this guy. There's still some solid brains out there. I love this storyline. Just like when they got Flacco off the couch. I mean, he's been balling. So
that one made more sense. Flacco had at least been playing in the league for.
It's true.
Still, actually.
This one's a little bit of a head scratcher.
This is a
like
crazy
it.
long
I like
layoff.
I like it.
It's a crazy long layoff, and the guy was like it's not like he was in the league for 5 years and now he's back 5 years later. No, he was in the league for 20 years. Brother, he was drafted before I was born. I was not alive when he was drafted. Okay, and it's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. Good for him.
I love this story.
I want to see what he's
love
gonna
this.
do. but it is very interesting. So, Oscar, what are your thoughts on Philip Rivers? Do you have any? Because it is a pretty crazy story.
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy. This is like the uncle from Napoleon Dynamite who said, "Iceman will sling the pigskin 60 yards and sidearms the football for like 40 yards." Yeah, this is gonna be Philip Rivers, man, in that game against Seattle. I mean, God, Lord have mercy. Jesus be with all of the Indianapolis Colts fans on Sunday, and God, we're gonna have some entertaining TV to watch.
Yes, most definitely. All right, well, now that that's out of the way, let's go into our NFL Week 14 recap. So first off, Thursday Night Football, great game, great shootout. The Lions pull this one out. The Cowboys are not looking too good for their playoff chances, but the Lions, a little bit of a bounce back. Now that the Bears lost their game, they're a little bit more into that NFC North picture there. So, did you watch the game?
I did not.
Okay.
However, I'm glad to see that the Dallas Cowboys are still average. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
A little bit of nostalgia from my childhood.
Yeah. So that is it with that game. Wow, Cam Ward. Forget Cam Ward. Leave it to Cam Ward to win a game and him to still not be the story. Shout out Shadur Sanders. What a game.
I've hated on the guy, but I have to say, he did have to swallow the pill of having to be a fifth string and get out of the spotlight for a while, and he put his head down, and it's not like he showed up and he's throwing omelets to his receivers. Like he's actually doing pretty decently. So I actually have to stop hating on the guy for a little bit. I hope he continues. He's not saving no season, but I mean, at least to see him play some good football to maybe earn his job for next year could be
Well,
sweet.
I just love to see that all is right in the world and that the Cam Ward still owns Shadur Sanders.
Well, I personally think that this was a complete L for Cam Ward and the Titans. First of all, you win a game, which gives you no positives at all. They're not even talking about you. They're talking about the other team's quarterback who lost and got
Yeah.
drafted 4 picks before you. Also, Michigan just fired Sheronne Moore. Holy breaking news. What? I did not expect this at all. Hold on. The University of Michigan has fired their head coach, Sheronne Moore. This is breaking news out of Pete Thamel, I'm assuming. Oh, Adam Schefter and Pete Thamel. Wow. We got a double. Hold on. I'm going real fast here. Hold
A
on.
doozy.
We got a college football NFL link. Sheronne Moore has been fired as the head coach of the University of Michigan. This is surprising. Is this not surprising?
This is exactly why we opened up the ESPN app, just in case we got some breaking news, and we have it all right. This is a
It is
football
surprising
team.
considering Michigan had a pretty successful season this year.
Yeah,
man.
I was about to say this is not like a team that's been doing well and then they just had a really bad slump. I mean, it's actually kind of interesting to see a successful program not have the coach elect himself out of the door. The team did it for him, so that's kind of interesting given the landscape of head coaching this offseason or season. It's not even the offseason. This is how crazy this has been with Lane Kiffin, Summerall, and the like. Yeah.
I guess this is what happens when you lose to Ohio State. This is absurd. I would have never thought, bro. They have Bryce Underwood, and well, who's going to be his coach now? Is he going to transfer? This is ridiculous. What is going to happen
They
now?
paid him $10 million. I hope he doesn't transfer.
Bro, this is insane. I did not expect this at all. Like he was only there for like 4 years. He's
This is
only
actually
39 years
crazy.
old.
I say they bring Tom Brady in. I say they bring Tom Brady in to lead the ship.
Bro, this
Oh.
is. I'm actually really surprised. I'm so curious what they're going to do now. This is crazy.
Tom
It
Brady.
is
Well,
crazy.
this is why you
Yeah.
watch the podcast. You get breaking news. Sheronne Moore
They're gonna bring
fired.
Tom Brady in there so Tom Brady can pick
Well,
up his.
they'll probably know more than us by the time this episode goes out.
Yeah, wow, that is insane. I'm very, very surprised. All right, well, let's get back to this. Well, as I was saying, wow, that's still crazy. So yeah, so the Titans, they win the game. First of all, no one's talking about you. They're talking all about Shadur and how he's better than Cam Ward. He should be. And then on top of that, oh yeah, guess what? Now you lost the first overall pick. Now the Giants have the first overall pick. Titans, what are you doing? Get it together. You need to have a plan. You need to lose your games or win and have the media talk about how good you're doing. But no, you can't do that. No one's talking about you and you lost a pick. I'm done. I'm done with these people.
They'll
This
get it
team,
back. The Giants will win another game.
well, hey man, we'll see. The Falcons suck. Colts, well, we already talked about the Colts. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Riley Leonard looked kind of okay. He didn't look great, but he looked okay, especially in the rain. But the Jaguars just look very, very good. And there's going to be a lot of, Texans versus Jaguars. I think hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen twice within the last 4 weeks of the season. Going to be very cool matchups to see who wins the NFC South there. Uh, nine looked kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
Mr. Mac.
Mr. McCarthy there. Bills Bengals. This was a great game in the snow. Looked very picturesque. T. Higgins got like a million concussions in this game. It did not look good for him, although he had a great stat line.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, though, very, very, great game for him.
So, picking up for Colin here, Josh Allen had an absolutely great game.
Great game.
yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
We also don't like Josh Allen in this house.
Yeah, we don't like Josh Allen. That's why my dog started barking about Josh Allen because no one likes Josh Allen. We do like Joe Burrow, though. He threw two. Give me an
Joe
interception.
Burr,
Unfortunate.
my
for
favorite
him.
player in the NFL. Come on now.
Yes.
Joey B.
He's great. He's back, so the Bengals are doing well. But the Bills, just no match for them. And you can see at 39 points, the Bengals defense is still doing Bengals defense things. Next game, Saints surprised the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield and his team has not been doing well recently. However, Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan
Ooga
both
booga, man.
activated
What are you
from
doing?
IR. So, yes, and Ooga Booga has not been playing well. Steelers win a big game against the Ravens. Very controversial no catch call on that one.
Yeah.
So that was a tough way for the Ravens to lose. But Lamar is not looking good. Let me see Lamar's stats.
No, not at all.
Very
Lamar is
pedestrian game.
not great. This is probably the worst season of his career. Not looking good for him there. Rams Cardinal. Actually, no, sorry, I skipped. Oh, how could I skip? We're going to the bowl. Did you see the first quarter of this game?
Yes.
21.
I did.
We are going to the Super Bowl. We looked electric. Tua was firing passes to Jalen Waddle all over the place. Devon Achane had a crazy game, stats-wise, if I can pull this up. 92 yards on 7 carries, but Buddy only played in the first half because he kind of got injured. And then, next man up, Mr. Jalen Wright comes in, 24 carries, 107 yards, and another touchdown. I mean, we're going to the Super Bowl. This is an easy game for us. Tua Tagovailoa, most surprising game. He didn't throw one interception. Bro, you know how great that is? This is great. The Jets are dookie. All right, we all know this.
Yeah,
The
it's
Dolphins
just the
are winning.
natural order
Talk
of all
about
things
defense.
in the world. The
Oh.
Dolphins will not lose to the Jets.
Yes.
Those Jets jerseys look like some Pop Warner Miami Gardens jerseys.
Yeah,
Are you
those
kidding?
jerseys were terrible. But Oscar, you're also correct. We never lose to the Jets, and that's all that I care about. Love the Dolphins, baby. Broncos Raiders. Broncos also continue to unimpress me. Like they're so unimpressed. Like
RJ Harvey is the next thing since the coming of Jesus Christ. I
The
mean,
most, would you say Colin is the most overrated 11-2 team of all time in
yes,
the
bro,
NFL?
they continue to
More
like,
than the Vikings from last year, 2 years ago?
yeah, a little bit. And what did they do? They lost in the first round. So yeah, there you go. Rams Cardinals. Puka Nacua continues to be absolutely ridiculous. 7 for 167 and 2 touchdowns. I don't. All right,
Hey,
all right,
man. They talk about LeBron is undefeated against Father Time. Have you seen this man, Matthew Stafford?
oh,
I don't
he's
know
been
what type of
he's
drugs he's taking or synthetics they
Something.
have out there in Los
got the
Angeles.
old man enhancers.
But whatever old man enhancers they have out there in LA, it's working.
Yeah, very much so. That is true. Bears Packers. This was the biggest game of the week in terms of importance for the playoffs. Packers were able to beat the Bears there. Jordan Love played okay.
Go Pack
No,
go!
he played good. He played good. It's just he just throws too many interceptions. But yes, go Pack go. They got it done. Josh Jacobs had a nice fourth quarter there, able to score the go ahead touchdown for the Packers. And now they are in front there in the AFC North. Bears, I told you they were frauds, and I'm not gonna lie, they kind of showed up a little bit more than I thought here, but they're still the frauds. Still the frauds. Texans and the Chiefs. Chiefs basically eliminated from the playoffs. Honestly, Patrick Mahomes, he threw 3 interceptions. Stats not very good. The Texans defense is great. I think that's a big reason why. And another reason why, big story of the game for the Chiefs. Their receivers could not catch a football. They dropped everything, including
The Chiefs were looking like 2023 UCF. I mean,
Bro, it was
I mean,
bad.
it's like the the receiver meeting before the game was like a bucket of lard, and they just kept just like dipping their hands in there. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it was not great at all. I mean, Mahomes is leading the team in rushing. Uh, you know,
He's going to
Travis
be leading the
Kelce
team
has
in
a bunch of
receiving soon.
drops.
Because
Yeah,
wow.
very very soon. Texans very impressed. I mentioned they're gonna have a race to the AFC South crown with the Jaguars in the upcoming weeks, but man, I did not expect this out of the Chiefs. I thought that even though their team wasn't great, Mahomes would pull them out of it, and he has really been unable to do so. And Andy Reid honestly hasn't been helping either. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. I do not think they're going to make the playoffs. And yes, the Dolphins are better. Thank you, Mason. And yeah, we'll see what happens with them. But it's going to be a very interesting offseason for the Chiefs if they're unable to make it to the playoffs. And then the most hilarious game of the week. Jalen Hurts with an interception and a fumble on the exact same play.
I did watch this game
Two
extensively.
turnovers, one play.
Yeah.
Only the Philadelphia Eagles can pull
This guy
off
had
such a
surgery.
miracle.
This guy had surgery this week. There was blood dripping out of his poorly done. I mean, do they not pay these guys enough money in the NFL? Because this guy had like a Hialeah Band-Aid on his arm, and
Truly, the
he was-
real meaning of the Philly special.
I think if
Oh,
they,
special.
I mean, wow. I mean,
He looks special.
Justin Herbert was putting his entire body on the line to get this win. So, I mean, good for them. I mean, they definitely earned this.
Yeah.
Philadelphia has been underwhelming, in my opinion. I mean,
Over the
40
last 3 weeks, absolutely.
2 turnovers in one play. That has to be one of the funniest things I've seen in a little bit out of the NFL. So,
Yeah, really bad game for him. I mean, their special teams didn't help out either. Mr. What's his name? Elliott missed the kick there for the Eagles, and
Jake
then
Elliott.
hilarious stat line for the Chargers. So your quarterback, he leads your team in passing yards. That makes sense. Yeah, your quarterback also leads your team in rushing yards. Shouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. But then your running back, who does not lead your team in rushing yards, leads your team in receiving yards. So I don't know what was going on with.
Well, this is nothing special for the Chargers. I mean, they used to be the Austin Eckler Merchants, and he would
Yes,
be a receiving back. So
that's true. But when your leading receiver had one catch that was in the first quarter, I believe, and I don't know, man. The receivers are not doing a whole lot. But like you mentioned, Justin Herbert, was playing off a broken hand, so he really couldn't do a whole lot. And somehow, some way, the Philadelphia Eagles still found a way to lose. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our NFL week, whatever week that was, 14 recap. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into now. We're gonna get into everyone's favorite part of the pod, week 15 predictions. But first, let's see our records from last week. And I got a surprise, very underwhelming. Okay, so looking here at our last week's predictions, we all did horrible. There was a lot of upsets. All right, we got the Saints had an upset, the Chargers had an upset. The I don't even know. There's a lot of upsets. All right, so clearly we all did really bad, 6-8. This is the worst week we've all had collectively. So we're all total still the same amount of games away. I'm still 4 games back of Mark, pissing me off, and you're 9 games back of Mark. No, sorry, that's not true. You're 8 games back of Mark,
Yes.
at 4 games back of me. So yeah, we got a lot of catching up to do. Mark has reached the 100 club, so that's pretty cool. I know Mark's leading, very surprising, eh? Good for you, Mark. But yeah, so we're gonna.
I'm not going to tolerate all this Mark slander. Bro's been cooking in predictions. He's
I know.
clearly putting his money where his mouth is. I mean, shout out Mark, bro. Good
true.
stuff, kid.
It's true. Shout out to you, Mark.
Congrats.
All right, well, let's see if week 15 will change anything. So let's get into that. All right, so let's look here at week 15 of the NFL. Here are our predictions. First game, Thursday Night Football. We got the Falcons going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. I think this is going to be a very interesting game. An NFC South divisional game. It's in Tampa, so I like the Bucs, but they've been struggling lately, and the Falcons always find a way to beat Tampa for some reason. So it's going to be an interesting game. Oscar, I'd love to hear from you first. Who do you think is going to take this one?
I disagree. I think it's going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and not the Falcons.
Okay.
Just because the Bucks really need this, and I think they are the better team at the end of the day. Had the Bucks been playing to their normal quality, I would actually agree with you and think the Falcons get this one done just because they usually win. But I think the Bucks are in desperation mode after their last 3 weeks, and I think they're going to get this win.
Okay, good pick there. Breaking news. Sorry to interrupt. We just got word as to why Sheronne Moore got randomly fired. Inappropriate relationship with a Michigan staff member.
Oh,
Oh
Oh
no,
boy.
Sheronne Moore.
He pulled a Penn State.
Relationship speeds. What?
He pulled a Penn State.
Oh, he pulled a Penn State, all right, bro. I don't know, dude. He just ruined such a great job. Anyway, Poggi is going to be named the interim head coach for Michigan, and he was also the interim head coach for them when Sheronne Moore was suspended earlier in the year for the whole Jim Harbaugh, Connor Stallions thing. So he has experience being the head coach for Michigan. Obviously,
Interim head coach.
yeah, interim head coach. Obviously, the season is not for a very long time now, besides the bowl game. So they'll have enough time to find a permanent head coach. But wow, Sheronne Moore, inappropriate relationship leads to his being fired. It's very, very,
Pretty shocking.
very
Oh,
shocking.
pulled the eBay Udoka.
He did. Yeah. But then he got rehired and is now a head coach of a good team. So maybe Sheronne Moore, new head coach of Alabama. Congratulations, Sheronne Moore. All right. Marco, Falcons versus Buccaneers on Thursday night. Who do you like?
I don't know too much about either team. I really like Baker. I think he's a good dude. So on that premise alone, dude, they had all the attention on him earlier in the year. I hope that with Mike Evans back and some people, maybe they can get it done. So go with the Bucs.
Yeah. Fantasy playoffs starting off soon. I need my boy Drake London back in a hurry, but I agree with both of you. Give me Tampa. I think Buccaneers are going to win this game. All right, now moving on to Sunday, we got Ravens at the Bengals. I'm going to go with Cincinnati, actually. I think the Ravens have been struggling to score. Baltimore always really wins. Actually, yes, I'm going with Cincinnati. Baltimore usually wins these games, but the Bengals beat them earlier in the year, and I think that Lamar has not been playing well. Joe Burrow's back playing phenomenally. Give me the Cincinnati at home to win this game.
And I would absolutely agree with you if it wasn't for Cincinnati's defense. I still can't trust them worth a lick, and they've let me down time and time again. Why do you do this to me and my glorious king, Joe Burr? So for that reason, I'm going to have to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
All right.
Yeah, I think that I'm a big Joey B fan, but I think that given this just erratic season for him, in and out, and just what's been going on, I think that Lamar is due. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens here.
All right, interesting. Raiders, Eagles, wow, two teams that are not doing very well. I'm going to go with the Eagles personally. I still think the Raiders are too bad of a team to win this one, so give me Philly.
Yeah, I'll take Philly as well.
Philly? Oscar, what do you got? Philly. All right, Cardinals, Texans, also just for me personally an easier one. I'm going to go with the Texans here. I think they're looking really good.
Me too. Yeah, I think I watched a little bit of their game the other day. I still think Nico Collins and those guys. I mean, they have a pretty special receiving core when they can lock in. So I think I'll take the Texans.
Skur?
I don't know. It's a toss-up for me, honestly. I think the Texans have been a bit inconsistent at times this year, but no team is more inconsistent than the Arizona Cardinals. And while they have good pieces, I just can't trust them, so I'm going to have to go with the Texans as much as I'd love to go with the Cardinals.
All right, sounds good. Chargers versus Chiefs, very interesting matchup. Can the Chiefs bounce back? Can the Chargers continue winning these games? I keep saying the Chiefs because I never want to give up on the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are not chiefing right now.
I'm going with the Chargers here. I think Patrick
Okay.
Mahomes is just not. He cannot get it done this season for whatever reason. You can blame it on him not having help. You can blame it on just unfavorable circumstances in different games and where he's gotten into. I think the Chargers are. I don't know. I think Justin Herbert with a broken hand showed that you can still take down decent teams. I'm not saying the Eagles are like Super Bowl contenders, but I think the Chargers will take care of the Chiefs, honestly.
The Chargers are going for the Super Bowl 59 trophy, and they already beat the Eagles. All they got to do is beat the Chiefs now, so give it the Chiefs.
Okay, and they've already beaten the Chiefs earlier in the year, so maybe they'll be able to sweep them or not. I'm going to go.
This is a divisional game. I think the Chargers are going to come guns blazing for this game.
But you like the Chiefs still?
Yeah, I do like the Chiefs still, but I think the Chargers are going to win this game.
Okay.
Wait, so
Wait. Who are you picking for the game?
The Chargers.
Oh, okay. All right, so you guys both got Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna they're gonna bite me again, but I'm just gonna keep going with the Chiefs. I think they'll get it done. Bills Patriots, honestly, probably the most intriguing matchup of the week. I think that's gonna be a really good game. Patriots beat the Bills in the first matchup in Buffalo. I picked the Patriots. I was right, and I'm gonna be right again. Here's why: Patriots are frauds, bro. They're like the Bears. They're frauds. You might as well just call them the fraud-triots, you know? Give me the Bills. I hate the Bills. I
The
hate the
fraud
good.
creators. Yeah,
Give
I
me the
actually
Bills.
agree with you, Colin. I think they're gonna split the series. Buffalo really needs this, and yeah, they're coming off a big win against Cincinnati, and they're gonna face another high quality quarterback in this game, so they're used to it. They know what they gotta do. The Bills are gonna win this game.
All right.
Yeah, I think the Patriots at 11-1 is very similar to the Broncos. I mean, Drake May and co has been great, but I think that the Bills are due. I have way too much fantasy players from them on the line right now, so I need them to perform. So I'm gonna go with the Bills here. I hate them to death, but again,
Yeah.
I hate both teams to death
Yeah.
since I was a kid. So
Exactly. Speaking of another team we hate to death, the Jets taking on the Jaguars. I think we'll just move on past this one. Give me the Jags.
yeah.
Duval. All right. NFC East matchup: Commanders versus Giants. Two horrible teams. You know, I don't know if this is going to be a surprising pick to some, but give me the Giants. I think New York is going to get it done. I like what Jackson Dart is building over there, and I think honestly they're the reverse of frauds. They're a bad team. They're not a great team, but I think that their record is actually slightly, very slightly worse than they should be. I feel like they should have won a couple more games in there. Give me the Giants to beat the Commanders.
I think the Giants have had extreme misfortune this season. I mean, between Neighbors and Scatterbo, I mean, I don't wish that upon. I wish that upon the Jets, but they don't need it because they suck anyway. But
Exactly.
I'm gonna take the Commanders here.
Okay. I can see that happening too. Commanders very inconsistent. They look really good against the Broncos, and then they get demolished 30-0 against the Vikings team. So
Yeah, I think they provide good
So-
football coaching, but not good records.
yeah.
So I said at the beginning of the year I think the Commanders going to be a lot worse than they were last year, and I've been right so far, but I did not expect them to be this bad. That being said, I'm going to have to agree with Marco Neto, and I think I'm going to go with the Commanders.
Commanders. All right. Very interesting. All right. Next game is going to be the Browns in Chicago to take on the Bears. The Bears are the frauds, but I think Shadur is on a horrible team, and I feel bad for him and Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett needs to get on out of there. He's going to break the sack record this year, and then he needs to switch teams. All right, he's going to get paid, even though he already got paid. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, give me the Bears. I still think the Bears are going to win. They're frauds based off of their record, but they're still not a horrible team. The Browns are a horrible team, so give me Chicago.
Give me the Shadur Sanders legacy game. I'm going Cleveland.
Wow.
Here.
All right.
I'm going Cleveland here.
There we go.
The Bears.
The Bears. All right. Well, there you go. We finally agree on something there, Oscar. Panthers and the Saints. Both teams very surprising. The Panthers are actually doing well. The Saints have been doing well since they've inserted Shuck in there to the starting lineup. I'm still no, actually, wow. I'm very conflicted here.
Give me the midget man, the midget man, the midget man,
All right, you got the Panthers.
and the
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers.
I'll take whoever Colin has.
Hey, shout out rookie DT Cam Jackson. What a player.
Yes. Wait, who?
Rookie defensive tackle from the Florida Gators. Now playing for the Carolina Panthers. Cam Jackson. What a player.
I've never heard of that guy before, and there's a reason because he sucks. Sorry, but I'm gonna go with the Panthers as well. I could see the Saints winning, especially since they're at home. But Bryce Young's actually been playing well. I'm rooting for him. Give me the Panthers. So you have the Panthers as well, then?
Colin, you just don't know ball,
Oh, yeah,
but that's
dude.
okay.
Okay.
So,
We both picked the Panthers. What are you talking about?
I know, but you don't know ball.
I don't apparently. All right. We got the Lions and the Rams. Oh, I'm very excited for this game.
That's a
I think
really
this
big
is going to be a great game. Give me the no. Sorry, give me Los Angeles. I got the Rams winning this game.
yeah, I think the Rams are playing otherworldly right now.
The
Well,
Herbalife anti-aging serum will come in clutch yet again. Give me the Los Angeles Rams, and Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua to absolutely tear up this Lions defense that has not looked too good this year.
All right, we all got the Rams here. Next game we have Philip Rivers' funeral. I got the Seahawks.
I'm going
Why
Philip.
would they do this to
I'm
my
going
man?
Philip Rivers legacy game.
Whoa, you got the Colts?
I've got the Colts here.
Wow.
I
The
think
amount of
I think
edits
it's
that
good
would
football.
happen if this man wins this game.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
crazy.
I want the Colts to win so badly just for that.
Which is why I have no record and nothing. So I'm just gonna put
Yeah.
what I think is fun.
That'd
So,
be electric. That's a good point there, Marco. So who do you got, Oscar?
The Seahawks.
Seahawks. All right.
Yeah. They should win
Packers.
this game. What are we doing?
Yeah. Packers and the Broncos. Now this is actually a very good game. Rematch of Super Bowl what Super Bowl? The Super Bowl was in 1997. That would be Super Bowl 31. Yes, Super Bowl 31. Super Bowl 31. Rematch of Super Bowl 31. We got Favre and we had Elway. Now we got Love and we got what's his name? Knicks. Thank you for that. Yeah. So I told you they're the Broncos. The fraud. That's what they're
The
called.
fraud
They're
goes.
the Fraudcos. Give me the Packers. I think the Packers low-key slightly frauds as well. Very inconsistent. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they look bad. But the Broncos are just on another level of fraudness. Give me the Packers. Go Pack. Go to win this game.
The Packers did impress me last week from the little that I saw. I think Jordan Love is playing pretty solid football. I can agree that their record's a little inflated. However, I'm gonna go with the Broncos here. I really like if RJ Harvey can run loose and if Cortland Sutton can pull in a few 30 bombs. I think that they'll get the job done.
Shout out Cheesehead Nation. Shout out local Miami legend David Manuel Rosales Jimenez Perez.
Hey.
Go Pack, go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, next game. Let's just move along. 49ers are going to win. I don't need to hear nothing about no Cam Ward. All right, Titans are going to lose. All right.
Dare I say Cam Ward legacy?
Oh, but legacy games are going to
Hey,
happen.
he said it, not me.
This is legacy week. This is legacy week.
All right, you got Titans?
No, I don't.
Okay. Oscar, who do you have?
49ers.
49ers. All right. Vikings versus the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football should be very interesting. I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. I think the Vikings defense is very good. Cowboys might struggle against that, but I don't know. Until I see JJ McCarthy perform, well on a consistent basis, I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
You know what? I had a sneaky gut feeling that the Cowboys were going to win this game, and I'm going to agree with you, Colin.
Yeah.
Cowboys are going to win this game.
I'll agree with the peanut gallery with the Cowboys.
All right, Cowboys. Last but not least, holy sheeshus. All right, last but not least, Monday Night Football, Dolphins versus the Steelers. This is the Dolphins' last primetime game this year because we were supposed to play Sunday night against the Bengals, but they flexed us out for the dang Patriots. Understandable, to be honest. But Dolphins versus the Steelers in Pittsburgh, you already know what's going to happen. Dolphins are going to go into Pittsburgh. Mason, come here. Dolphins are going to go into Pittsburgh. They're going to go into Acrisure Stadium, field, whatever it's called. They're going to win this game by 1,000,000. Tua's going to have a crazy game. Give me Dolphins by 1,000,000. Mason, who do you have in this game?
I got the Dolphins.
He's got the Dolphins.
1,000,000 and 1-0.
1,000,000 and 1-0. Marco, who do you got?
I also got the Dolphins.
He's got
by
the
a very
Dolphins.
large margin.
Dolphins by 1,000,000. And do you hear that? Baby. I'm doing it for him. You know why? Because I already know where he's going to go with this one.
The Miami Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
The Miami Dolphins. When you're talking Dolphins, you're talking Super Bowl. Because we're the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins number one.
Number
Not-
one, baby.
Not Pittsburgh Steelers number one.
Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins number one.
Oh, yeah. Dolphins
Give me the
are
Dolphins.
going to the bowl. Dolphins are going to the bowl. Stop playing, bro.
Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Aaron who? Aaron Rodgers. I love the fraud. Everyone's a fraud.
Colin's too much.
Legacy game. I'm with the frauds.
Hey, you know why? You know why the Dolphins are going to win this game?
Why is
Because the
that?
Penguin himself is going back home. All right? Who plays in Pittsburgh? The Pittsburgh Penguins. Who plays for the Miami Dolphins?
Whoa.
The Penguin himself.
Waddle.
All right? This is just a homecoming game.
It is. You know why it's a homecoming game? Where is the greatest NFL player in NFL history from? Where did he go to college?
To high school and college.
And college. Dan flippin' Marino, baby. We're going back to Pittsburgh. Where
We
the Dolphins
own Pittsburgh.
We
We
own
own
Pittsburgh. Dolphins are Pittsburgh, all right? Dolphins are winning this game. It's not even going to be close, all right? And with that, we out of here, boys.
This sounds like that sounded like a lot of fanfare for a very mediocre primetime matchup.
Oh,
But I'll take
absolutely.
Ah,
Absolutely.
It's going to be electric. We're going to win this game. It's not going to be
Irish
close.
and Steelers, get it?
Wow, what a funny guy. All right, well, with that, thank you guys so much for watching this extremely long episode of the Get It Right Saturday Night Podcast. It was a special one. We got Marc Francis with a video. We got Mason Fursley's welcome to the podcast. We got Marco Netto here in person. And we got the one, the only, the most reliable podcaster of all time, Oscar Morale. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace and love, baby. Shout out Marc Francis.
See you guys. Bye bye.